Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Goliev. I'm an actor, singer, and creator here in Los Angeles, and I'm so excited to introduce you to singer, songwriter, vocalist, guitarist, Shawn Deena. How's it going, Shawn?
Going great. How are you?
I'm so good. It's so nice that you're here with me. Before we get started, I'm going to show everyone a quick video of you doing your thing.
I sit alone in my room, surrounded by the doom that consumes my brain. Nowhere to go, feeling low without low. My heart circles the drain. There's nothing I can take, sleep away, seize this sounds.
Okay, I love that. I absolutely love your music. Can you tell me, let's start at the beginning. Where were you born? Where'd you grow up? And then when did you get interested in music?
Go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. I was born in Trinidad, which is a small Caribbean island at the northeast tip of South America. It's Trinidad and Tobago. It was owned by England. I immigrated to the United States when I was a teenager. And from there, I just sort of traipsed about the eastern seaboard, up and down from New York to Florida to now eventually in North Carolina.
Amazing.
And along the way, I discovered an affinity for music, and I stuck with it. And eventually, I got into songwriting. And once I did that, I figured out a way to combine my my love for writing and storytelling and music, and combine them in a way that allowed me to communicate things that I was thinking about, things I was feeling, and things I wanted to say.
I love that. That's lovely. So, was there a moment where you were like, okay, I'm more than just good at this. I'm going to make this my life?
Well, I'm still working on still working on that. It's a work in
No,
progress.
you're not. You have so much out there. I mean, it's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's I think what happened was, so I started out actually playing drums. That was my first instrument.
Oh,
And that's when I discovered I had some natural ability. And then from there, I taught myself to play guitar, but I didn't play guitar exclusively until years later after I'd been in a couple of bands and done some stuff. And then I was by myself when I moved to North Carolina about 20 years ago. And I didn't want to start another band. And I had all of these songs that I'd written, and I had nothing to do with them. They were mostly poems. Uh, and so I started messing about, and eventually I was able to craft some chords and some melodies around it. And then I thought, well, we're in an age where it used to be the old days, and I'm going to age myself now. You send out tapes, right, or CDs
yeah,
to the record labels.
yes,
You
right.
make get the little bubble envelope, and you send it out, and you hope for that letter back in the mail. And now we have things like music placements and all of these websites that basically do it for you. And so I thought to myself, once I got past the point where I could go all in, because now I have family and jobs and all that, I was like, well, I'm just going to keep doing it, because this is one of those things, and you've probably heard other musicians say it. It's not something you can switch off. It's just
Right.
embedded in who you are. So even if you never do anything other than just play in your garage or in your den, and you go out and occasionally sing, it still services that never-ending compulsion and need to play music and to create.
Yes, I love that. And it's so
Yeah,
true. I mean, I think about that constantly. And it's just a part of you. There's not
yeah,
really a choice. It's not like, oh,
yeah,
I decided I'm going to do this. This is what I do.
yeah. There's no like deliberation around it as far as should I or shouldn't I, because it's just part of it. It's part of who you are. It defines
Right.
a piece of you.
Did you find that the pandemic helped with like any of your creativity, like and time?
No, no,
You're
it
like,
didn't.
no.
My creativity, unfortunately, unfortunately, like many other tortured artists, come from life experience and things that have happened to me. And
Oh God, I
most
totally.
of that gets poured into the music.
Hmm.
And in the last couple of years, there's been a bit of upheaval relationship-wise and emotionally. And I came around to the end of last year, and I was just struggling to get through it. And I had taken a break from doing any writing. And then I just sort of sat down one day and started putting some stuff down. And next thing you know, I had one song, and then I had two, and now I have like five. And so now it's 2022, and I'm like, I haven't made a full-fledged attempt at this in about 5 years. So maybe it's time to come back and see what I can do in this new age, and not expect anything other than to just put the music out there and hope somebody connects with it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm all about
Yeah,
that. So true. I
yeah.
totally agree and connect with what you're saying. Well, do you have any advice out there for maybe some musicians that are just starting or?
Sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing that you are sort of faced with, well, there's two things. As a creative person, we now have an entire population of content creators that invest all their time and energy into creating content every day, and they're
Mhm.
constantly putting things out. So we're in a world where we're vying for the very, very short attention span of our audience, because it's very ephemeral. They'll like you, and then they don't like you, and so on and so forth. And then we're also competing essentially with something that's unrealistic, in the sense of, it never used to be, as a musician, where you start from zero and suddenly you're at 100, and then you
Hmm.
go back to zero. And the internet has now this ability to essentially jettison you into this other sphere for a very brief period of time. And if you
Yeah,
and if it's unsustainable, then you go right back to where you were, and
right.
then you have to try to figure it out. Or the converse is, if you get lucky enough and you get that one lucky strike, you're then competing with yourself to match that, to see if you can get to that level again. So as an artist in 2022, the key advice is, don't try and compete with yourself. And also, don't create unrealistic expectations. Know that whatever the outcome is, the end result was that you created something and you shared it with someone. And that's the key piece.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you win an award or you make money. The art is there now. And once the art is released, it's forever. Once Van Gogh painted a painting, it's a painting. It doesn't change. And it doesn't matter that he didn't make any money. People are still hanging on their walls 200 years later. And that's the point. It's at some point in time, somebody's going to appreciate this work, even if it doesn't do anything when you're alive. And
Oh,
so you just have to keep creating. Like I said before, it's just a compulsion. It's nothing you can stop.
yes. Oh, that's beautiful advice.
So
I
share the
absolutely love
music,
that.
share the art, share the performance, share whatever it is you want to, because the one benefit that we have now as entertainers and artists and actors and performers is that part is no longer a challenge. We have in front of us essentially an open door to the entire world at
Hmm.
our disposal. And all it takes is the energy and the effort to say, hey, read this, look at this film, listen to this song. And so if you have the courage and the fortitude to persist by sending stuff out there, then you're doing what you've accomplished, which is you're sharing your art with the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my God. I absolutely loved that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your mind and your talent with us and your time today. I'm so excited that you're going to be here on the FENIX platform. It really will be an amazing way for new people to find your work, and like a great way for you to showcase everything that you do. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's next for you. So thanks for
I'm
joining me today.
I'm very excited. New Year always brings a new line of hope and promise, and I'm hoping 2022 will be a good year.
It will be. It
Yeah.
will be. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me, and we'll talk soon.
All right.